Peace be with you everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Trevor, really grateful to have you here, and today's video is going to be a recap of my weekly rotation for this third week of May 2023. Just getting right into the breakdown here. We're just going to start with Monday. We had Missoni Parfum pour Homme. Really idealistic spring weather going on where I'm at right now. Kind of as you can see behind me, we've got birds chirping, perfect humidity levels, nothing too sticky, nothing too dry. Right around 70 degrees, gentle breeze, just enough sunshine to kind of kiss your skin and make you feel like you're getting a warm hug. That was kind of what my week was like this past week here in May. The only downside is that we had a little bit of some hazy smog coming in from some Canadian wildfires in the air, so the skies weren't as blue as they could have been. But Missoni Parfum pour Homme, this fragrance right here, does a good job of just being that nice blue versatile fragrance that matches up well with that perfect temperate weather, because this is in some sense a perfect temperate fragrance. It covers all your bases, does everything you need to do in all weather conditions, and I tend to reach for blue fragrances anytime the sky is hazy, just because it's sort of that amorphous, ambiguous style blah feeling, and I feel like blue fragrances cover all bases in any weather condition, even blah and hazy. So really nice soapy oak and shower gel citrus woody fragrance right here. Somewhat of a Bleu de Chanel clone, but I feel like it dries down a little bit to Platinum Egoist, so you start off with shower gel citrus woods and dry down into a really nice soapy lavender, and a unique oak note defines this fragrance for me as well. So that was Monday, Missoni Parfum pour Homme. Let me see what we have here. Tuesday, again, kind of a little bit of the same hazy pattern going on, but instead of a blue fragrance, I went for the next best versatile style green fragrance, and that is Creed's Green Irish Tweed. Perfect for the springtime. Like I said, this absolutely temperate, ideal weather conditions in terms of humidity, temperature, and beautiful humidity and temperature. And other than the hazy skies, again, which just left me feeling left me feeling as if I wanted something a little bit more versatile, Green Irish Tweed scratched that itch for me. If you're not familiar with Green Irish Tweed, Cool Water, Davidoff Cool Water was inspired by this fragrance. I believe the same perfumer, Pierre Bourdon, did both of them. And Cool Water, like blue fragrances, is somewhat of a green take on that versatile wear that you can put off and on in any situation. So given that we still had the hazy skies and that ambiguous sort of gray blah feeling was still in the air, I wanted to go for something that could ride out any of that versatile demands, and Green Irish Tweed is somewhat of the blue version, or the green version of that blue vibe I was going for with Missoni. So Green Irish Tweed on Tuesday, and I did get 2 compliments from 2 younger kids, so they were probably like 17 or 18. One was a girl, one was a boy, and both of them complimented me on this and had really kind of wild reactions in their eyes when they smelled it. So that's Green Irish Tweed for Tuesday. Wednesday I did something a little bit different. I actually did a layering combo on Wednesday. Don't usually layer, but this is one that I found by accident and have decided to wear it anytime I want to reach for one of these 2 fragrances in isolation generally. So one of them is somewhat of a staple in my spring rotation, especially during the month of May when I'm looking for something like floral accords, and that is Dunhill's Icon. Again, just a really beautiful, dry, floral, peppery fragrance. This one from Dunhill is somewhat of a neroli bomb. Some people get a grape soda vibe off the top of this, like a fizzy grape. I don't personally get that. It goes right into the floral, neroli, citric, orangey quality for me. So for me, and a lot of other people, If you don't get the grape soda vibe, it's going to be a really nice, dry, somewhat orangey, peppery, office style fragrance. Very clean, very borderline dryer sheet, but not quite. But you would get that same somewhat of a textural feel in this fragrance. And because it's very dry, I decided to layer it with this one right here, Ferrari's Noble Fig. One that I wish I could recommend on the channel more, but Ferrari unfortunately discontinued manufacturing fragrances. But the combination of these two fragrances together, this has a really nice, beautiful, floral, dry, peppery component, and this comes in and adds and fills the gap where there's some longing for juiciness and fruitiness. And the two of these combined take two somewhat linear fragrances and add certain dimensions to them that give this really nice, juicy, fruity, sparkly quality where this was lacking in that department. So incredible fragrance combination, and I have gotten a compliment on this combination before, so definitely check this layering combo out if you have both of these in your collection. And that brings us to Thursday. Thursday is one of my recent additions to my collection, but quickly growing to be a favorite of mine. This is Prada Cedre. So this is basically hotel soap concentrate. Fresh, clean, cold soap, fabric softener. Yeah, there's a very cold, clean, crisp feeling to this that is almost that signature Prada soapy accord. And then it's otherwise a very dry, somewhat floral, dryer sheet in some sense. It's very much smells like hotel soap, dryer sheets. It has a very cold quality to it though. Not quite mentholic, but it's almost metallic. But not quite metallic in the same way that like blood tastes, where there's like a little bit of a twang to it, but just very cold, clean, not chalky, I don't want to say, but just that textural feel that you get from soap. Like it's a waxy, almost borderline waxy, cold waxy fabric softener. It's kind of what I get here, and it just is so clean and refreshing, and it's less so much so a fragrance that you put on to enhance or like add to an outfit, where this one just somewhat, it's more of like an aura than a cologne in some sense. It just adds a finishing touch to a sense of overall cleanliness, more so than it does add an extra layer of scent. It's borderline a skin scent, but it's definitely something very pleasant, very beautiful, very much so puts me in the mood of the month of May, just evokes that imagery of clotheslines. Beautiful stuff. Prada Infusion d'Iris Cedre for Thursday. So by Thursday we had gotten rid of the hazy quality, so the skies were starting to return to normal and we were getting more weather like what we have going on behind me right now, just ideal and perfect. So moving into Friday, I usually try to wear a niche fragrance on Friday. It's my favorite day of the week, and I went with this, another new addition to my collection, and that is Nishane's Wulong Cha. So this fragrance is very pleasant, very high quality ingredients, so I don't regret paying niche prices for this. And by and far, Nishane is a pretty affordable niche brand. I feel like you can find 100 mLs of their bottles for right around the $150 mark, which is about what I like to pay for either high-end designers like Dior or Chanel, or niche products. Generally $200 is about where I like to cap out buying a 100 ml bottle at discounters anyway. So Nishane, I feel, is appropriately priced. They have really beautiful packaging, really great high quality ingredients, and this fragrance, I feel I like a little bit more currently than Hacivat. Hacivat was my first fragrance from the brand. I felt like it was a little bit too intimate for me. It sat kind of close to the skin. I'm still getting some more wears out of it. It was a recent addition to my collection as well, but so far it's a little bit intimate, at least the newer batches. I hear the older batches were a lot more beast mode, but this fragrance is awesome. I did get a compliment on it. Somebody said that it smelled like a really high-end lotion. I can definitely see that. There's a certain kind of almost milky quality from the oolong tea in here, because it's not quite milky, but it's got this green earthiness to it that is borderline shares in that lactonic textural feel in some sense. And the citruses in here are very well done. It's a little bit fresh spicy on top of like the tea. Really nice citruses. I think this is going to be a great wear for the transitional period from spring into summer. Somewhat of what we had going on when I wore this. I think it was like approaching 80 degrees when I busted this one out. So I think this will be an all-star coming up for me in the month of June. This does somewhat remind me very much so of summer nights. It evokes that picnic, barbecue, but also very well put together. White tea, a little bit maybe a button-up white tea. Really elegant stuff. I'm still getting to know it. I don't know if it's quite a love from me yet, but so far pretty impressed. And like I said, another one I did get a compliment on this week. That was Nishane's Wulong Cha. And finally, well, actually no, we still have Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday I wore 2 fragrances actually. I left the house beginning the day with Banana Republic's Pure White. Went out, did some shopping at the local farmers market, picked up some olive oil, there was a stand that we buy infused oils from, olive oil and cooking oil that have like lemon and rosemary infused in them, little homemade cooking oils that we get from this one stand annually. So we went and picked those up from the farmers market and came home and prepared a picnic meal. Took the wife and daughter out to a campground, went and had a picnic, was wearing this one for that occasion. I think this is great for that type of outdoor daytime date affair, something that you can wear at a picnic. It has this it shares certain elements to me with Versace's Pour Homme in the sense that it's got this fruity creaminess to it, but instead of any watery aquatic notes, it just has a clean musk, which also I believe it shares with Versace's Pour Homme, but it lacks in that aquatic vibe, the blue aquatic vibe, and has more of a clean, fresh linen underneath of some creamy, fruity notes. This is kind of like creamy berries and fresh laundry and musk. Really nice, elegant, smooth, sensual, mildly sensual. So it's really awesome of a fragrance because it's both sensual and clean at the same time. 90 Pure White from Banana Republic. Excellent compliment to the picnic that I was having. And then after we left the picnic, came home, took a little bit of a shower. I was feeling a little bit warm from being out in the sun, and so we took a shower and then a nap, or a little bit of a break, wind down, and prepared for dinner later at my brother's house. He was cooking a steak. Earlier on in the afternoon, I forgot to mention, in between the farmer's market and the picnic, we stopped at a Marshall's, and I actually picked up 2 more Banana Republic fragrances that were on clearance. So they had the little red sticker, and that was Metal Rain and Cypress and Cedar. So Metal Rain was what I wore to my brother's that evening for dinner. This is a Silver Mountain water clone. I will say that this has the melon fruitiness that Silver Mountain water has that Sillage does not have. So this retains that melon fruity quality to this. However, the performance and projection on this are probably worse than actual Silver Mountain water, and so I think Sillage is still my preferential Silver Mountain water clone. This fragrance, did perform well enough for me to just to go to a dinner for about 3 or 4 hours, and like I said, it keeps that fruity quality, that melon fruity quality in Silver Mountain water that I like. So really, I think this is great if you can find it out at the rack store for 20 bucks, but I would say go ahead and skip this one and just go ahead and grab either Sillage or actual Silver Mountain water if you're into this DNA. And finally, oh no, yeah, okay, yeah, so finally we're on to Sunday. Oop, marking up the bottle here. Sorry, I'm cleaning up. I'll probably just edit this out. So Sunday, we went with Nishane's Hacivat. So I've been wanting to get some more experience with this fragrance. It kind of fell flat on me originally, and I mean that figuratively and literally. I think it's a rather linear fragrance, and it is just evokes a picture of a manila envelope for me in some sense. So it's to some degree a bit boring. It has that somewhat candied pineapple vibe going on in here, a little bit of a papery textural feel. However, this has been growing on me. Sunday I did start to get more of that earthy, mossy quality in here, and I could really feel and appreciate the green vibes that were going on in here. And I really do adore and love that green oak moss in here more and more, the more I've gotten to wear it, and the more it is a nice spring fragrance for me. However, it still sits very intimately. I don't get the greatest longevity or projection out of this, and it's definitely lackluster in that department. I heard that older formulations of this were a lot more beast mode. The one that I have right now doesn't seem to be doing that well. Even though I sprayed this on clothes last night, I couldn't smell it on my clothes this morning. So, and that's, you know, I've got cheapies that I can do that with. And so I'm still getting to know this scent a little bit more. Like I said, it's definitely been growing on me. The green aspects of this have been really standing out, but so far it's not something that I'm quite ready to start recommending, I would say. But still rather lovely and not quite close to Aventus in my opinion. It's definitely distinct and it does its own thing, and just because it has pineapple doesn't mean it's an Aventus clone. So that was my Sunday, ending off the week here of my weekly rotation in fragrances. I appreciate you so much for sticking with me to the end of this video. Let me know in the comment section down below what your weekly rotation looked like. If you had any new pickups, if you've been doing any testing, let me know. If there's anything I should try out coming up for this month of June ahead of us moving into the summer, any transitional fragrances from spring to summer that you think are worth looking into, let me know. And thank you so much again. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.